Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, all that other good stuff. I'm tired. Always working, always working. So, but I tell you what, in our bully community, they have this character. A lot of y'all been hearing about him, Ben, I think Gallagher or Gallego, however you pronounce his name. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Sharkline, whatever Ben want to call himself. It's comical to me. I seen some of my friends get sort of upset with the guy, but it's comical to me because the guy, for those who don't know this Ben character, and if you run across Ben, it's a public service announcement. You know what I mean? Is that damn it, man. The guy runs around and claims he did everything in the bully community. Everybody's dogs is off of him. He claims other people's dogs. What's going on, Austin? He's got caught putting up other people's dogs' pictures and hanging papers. And, Ben is just the ultimate. I had a very comical interview with him a couple years ago now, well, about a year and a half ago now, where he just made a fool out of himself talking about the pit bull got started in some crazy place, then they sent to the United States, then we got it back from them, and a bunch of false information. It was comical to me because it was so off the wall, and he still does it. But this is the problem. Ben is not the big problem in our community. Ben is the symptom. The Romans, yeah, Mike, the Romans had. Let's tell you that the Romans started this shit. But he's probably the greatest example of everything that man, I couldn't stop it, man. It was a lot of those moments like just couldn't believe it. But the guy the guy is special, but it's he's not the problem. He's just a symptom of the problem. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Ben is not a lot different than most of these guys out here. Ben is just easier to to go ahead and pinpoint because he's so out there. But I'll just be real with you. A lot of these guys who claim to be bully gods and dog gods and act like they've been doing this for so much, even down to the point of some of the people who are legit, but still lie about everything that they do. Yeah, he's a millionaire with sheets hanging on his up for curtains. But I mean, it's always been a thing for people to glorify themselves, just like Dave Wilson's story that he wanted to start this thing because the UKC turned on him and they escorted him out of a show, and they did. I hate to tell you this, but Dave Wilson didn't never even get escorted out of a show either. He never got escorted out of. He wasn't even there. That was a West Coast show. That was Pratt's, I think. Man, I can't remember who else was with Pratt's, but I think it was Pratt's, Tilo. But it was a couple guys. Dave ain't never got escorted out no show, but it was a part of a thing to glorify his story and to make him seem like he was some kind of martyr. Bashar sit there and Bashar tell y'all left and right that that he been around for a long time. Whatchamacallit, John Easterly helped Bashar get his first dog like 10 years ago. Bashar ain't been around no time. The Khan ain't been around no time. And the saddest part about it is it's not just about the time that a person has been around, but it's about the illusions and the lies that that this community allows people to tell. What's going on, fam? This community allows people to tell all of the greatest lies ever. We seen tests that show that Rocco is a bad stud, but we still allow, we still allow Khan to prance around here with crippled dogs and act like he's somebody special. We see a lot of these breeders who's obviously used French bulldogs and different things like that and try to rewrite the history of the breed, but we allow them to come around and hang around. Bashar was another one. James Calco put out there and showed all the French bulldogs and stuff that he was mixing in, showed pictures of Stella destroyed with mange. We saw pictures of all of this dog feces and shit piled up in cages, and You know what I mean? But still, y'all let Bashar live in this community with no problem and treat him like he's some kind of celebrity. Khan gets caught up in in that shit where it was all those dogs taken, and he says it was somebody else in the bully world that happened to have his name and happened to have a bunch of dogs and happened to have relatives with his name. And y'all let that shit slide, and these guys still get around. They breed dogs with their legs crossed, high rears, screwed up bites, bad mental issues. We let it go. We let guys jump in the ring and pull their dogs around. We let it go. And everybody's an OG, but we let it go. So if we gonna run this fucking circus, why not have the lead clown with a guy like Ben who just says, you know what, they can tell lies that are obvious. You can see guys who have French Bulldog mix. The dog is sitting there at 10 inches tall, looks exactly like a Frenchie, but they calling it a bully. And y'all saying, okay, it's cool to have this blood into the show ring now. We can mix it because we're not sure what it is. You know what the fuck the dog is, but it's a circus. You know what I mean? So if it's a circus, you know what I mean, we got the ringmasters and then we got the clowns. And sometimes they all in one and they have one big party. And at the end of the day, Ben is just a guy who is a symptom of the problem that we have in our community. This is not a community to be taken seriously. It's just that simple. We can go back and forth. Everybody's trying to sell something. Everybody's trying to get an angle. People are so blinded by the dumb shit that they can't even understand. They can't even understand exactly, Mike, heart issues and other issues, vision issues that goes along with Rocco. His medical test has proven that, and, you know, he still pranced around as some kind of great dog. It's a total disrespect for the integrity of the breed, and, you know, so many people try to act like they care about the breed, but they don't. You know, they don't. Most of the best dogs aren't in the show ring because people with nice dogs don't respect the show ring anymore. If you breeding good dogs with very, very good conformation, it's hard for you to get up to want to go in the show ring where you see dogs with super high rears and bad backs and bad feet. And I mean, you know, shit, I got some dog. I could have easily showed Mandela over the years and done quite well with the dog. What's the point of going into a show ring? What I'm gonna compete, what I'm gonna have a nice dog and go in there and compete against these garbage ass dogs for, and then the ultimate slap in the face is when you see a nice dog have to sit there and take a red ribbon or sometimes even no ribbon to these garbage ass dogs because of their secret society of everybody kissing each other's ass. This whole thing is a joke. Ben might be the biggest jokester. What's going on, E. Berry? Ben might be the biggest jokester, but really the whole community is a joke. You know, I'm not talking. I'm just being real with y'all. Just like I constantly laugh with my people, and I laugh all day long. I see you people so fucking stupid. Y'all go and throw $10,000 at a dog that ain't never proved nothing, ain't never had one stud, ain't never had nothing, nothing. Y'all will spend $10,000 on a hyped up ass dog, and there's been dogs around here for years that's been putting it down, and a lot of these guys, including myself, don't even charge that much. Y'all will give us the hardest time ever and have a million excuses about trying to get some good blood. Then you will go and spend your mama's retirement fund on one of these hype dogs and wonder why you ain't got shit. I've told y'all, I've given y'all plain statistics that show this shit. Think about it. Mr. Beans. Who is Mr. Beans' great production? I'm talking about the greatest hype dogs of our generation. Who did Mr. Beans produce? Nobody. I mean, we can even go to Magoo. Who did Magoo produce that was so great? Nobody. And I like some of his productions, but he ain't produced no shit that transcend. Rocco, who has he produced? Nobody. You know, we keep on with these hyped up ass dogs, and at the end of the day, it's no real productions. All we got is people's bank accounts getting lower and lower and lower. And you feel like that you justified in saying that you a dog man because you spent a lot of money. No, you's a chump. You just got over on. You bought a subpar dog, and now it's up to you to push this subpar product because you got to make somebody believe in it the same way that your dumb ass believed in it when you went and spent your mama's retirement fund. This is what this is. You got people who literally putting dogs up. They put pictures up and you see the dog's ass higher than his head and they get mad when you speak on it. This shit is a whole big shit show, a clown show. Ben should be here. This is what he's here for. He ain't the only one. Just the other ones is act a little smoother and get a bigger pat on the back. But at the end of the day, it's a whole bunch of faking ass dudes in here. This is the dog world. This is the one thing that shouldn't be fake at all, because it don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you do. If you look at the dog, you see the quality. You see that this is a good conformation dog. You see if the dog can move, if the dog can breathe, his overall, his overall package. But instead, we've totally erased any thoughts of having a good dog with a good top line that can get out there. I was speaking with a gentleman yesterday that's doing me a big favor, and this is what we talked about. We talked about the fact that the dogs can run around and move. The dogs can run around and move with their mouths shut and breathe through their nostrils and have no problem with this. That's an animal. Ben is funny. Trust me, Ben is funny. But at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, Ben is no more funnier than this dog community where we got these raggedy ass dogs running around here and all of these secret societies and all these people that go with each other. This shit is the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the United States. I say it's the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the United States because it spans to Europe, Asia, South America, Central America. Now, you got people calling me from Jamaica and all these different places because these people are still pulling the same screwed up ass bullshit. We working. I got somebody out there, Jonathan. We going to be in California. We going to be everywhere this year. We're going to be everywhere this year. Some will support, some will cry, some will just peek over the fence to see how we doing it. But the only thing I can promise you about the TBKC is you will never see a screwed up dog win. You'll never see a screwed up dog win. Y'all might go away some days and it might not even bring, you know what I mean? It might not even be a winner. Because if you don't bring a dog that's into our ring that's worth a win, your ass ain't getting no ribbon. I refuse to put that ribbon on there. People don't know how much I've had to stress over the TBKC and the business behind the TBKC, and all these years with these. Last thing I'm gonna do is let all these headaches, be for naught by putting putting a ribbon on some dog that don't even belong to be in the ring. Yes, the first time I judged, I kicked a couple dogs out the ring. Yes, I withheld 4 ribbons on the day, and I'm going to continue to do it because I don't care about your feelings. Fuck your feelings. This is dog man shit. Either you a good dog man, or you a good dog woman, or get your ass up out of here. It's a place for you. I'll hold every ribbon in the damn show. If people can't bring a nice damn dog in there, we would just have a fun day of talking. There won't be no ribbons. You don't deserve a ribbon if you don't have a good dog. You don't have a show dog. You have a pet. If your dog has a screwed up rear end, you got a pet. If your dog got easty, westy, northy, southy feet, you got a pet. If your dog got a back that look like I've been riding him since birth, you got a pet. We need to face the issues. If your dog look exactly like an oldie bulldog and you call him American Bully, but you gonna crop his ears anyway, you have a pet. Bulldog. The games need to stop, and this is it. I mean, look at Ben. Ben just lies and lies. He started Gray. Gray Line is from his stock. Gotti Line is from his stock. He's a multi-millionaire. His boy is damn near a billionaire off of dogs. Come invest in me. See, the only thing that Ben did was shine the obvious light. He ain't no different than a guy like Bashar that said he had 6,000 dogs at 14 kennels worldwide. 6,000 dogs, man. At 14 kennels? 6,000 dogs at 14 kennels? But y'all act like Ben is the only one that ever said anything crazy. Come on, man. This shit is a game. That's all it is. Men get desperate when they have to feed their families. Men will say anything when they have to feed their families. It's obviously that there's no morals in this thing at all. It's obvious. That goes right from the top. That goes right from the top. The biggest brand in the whole damn bully world is Razor's Edge Bloodline. More people know about Razor's Edge Bloodline than any other American bully. And the craziest part about it is you can't go to Dave Wilson and get a Razor's Edge dog right now to save your motherfucking life. He's selling Bashar shit. It ain't no morals going on in this breed. This breed, unfortunately, is the most sold out breed in the history of any breed in the world. This breed is totally sold out. It ain't too many people here that's about this breed. Even I'm just being realistic. Most of the people, who say that they with registries and this and that and the other, it's a business to them. And they're not putting the dogs first. I'm not seeing these things. I think some people are, but some people still have a true dog passion. But a lot of people, they don't care about these dogs, man. I'm gonna show you what caring is. Bring a fucked up dog to these shows. I'm not here to be rude. I'm not here to be confrontational. But one of myself or my associates, they will ask you to leave the building. I don't even want you in the building. I don't want you in the building no more. If your dog can't breathe, we will kindly ask you to leave, but this is not the place for you. This is these shows are meant to show off what the dogs are supposed to be like. So we need to set a new bar. You know, you can't stop the people. We can't put tags on idiots, and because the only way that you can prove that idiots are idiots is by making it an abundance of truth that their lives become so minuscule and idiotic that everybody sees through them, and we're not doing that. If we made this game that good that somebody comes in there with bullshit that you just look at them and immediately call bullshit, that's the way the game needs to go. Right now, the game is so tattered and so bruised. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's been many a times over the last year that I just was like, man, I'm damn near ready to go away. I love the dogs too much, but it's at that point. It's lie after lie. The dogs is getting worse, and me personally, it hurts my heart to see some of these dogs. I mean, a lifetime of crippling pain. And what's even sadder is that, as I've said before, the exotics, yeah, the exotics. Not damn. You stopped me right in mid-sentence with that exotics. The exotics people, they really need to check themselves. Not only do they have fucked up dogs at the highest level in the world, but then you want to bounce around in the ring with knives and, you know, to rip your shirts off and everybody doing it. What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, this is an MSNBC episode waiting to happen. It's kids watching everything. We got folks, you know, with knives and whipping off their shirts, bouncing around a damn dog with a rear end that's way higher than his head, and praying that this is the baddest dog in the building. It is so many levels of idiotic behavior in one video that I seen that the shit put me on idiotic overload. I went straight into a migraine headache, had to drink me some orange juice and go to sleep. I mean, you cannot be that silly as these people behave, and I really do believe that they think that it's okay. You know, I really do. Shoot me an email, man. Shoot me an email. I'll break down any dog Hall of Fame pits, or you can just shoot me a text. You can shoot me a text, 727-744-0963. I be missing some of y'all messages, but this dude frustrated me so much, I just went on a rant. I'm tired and everything else. We're trying to work my ass off for my little guys. And I tell you what, though, this shit here, we got to make a change. And the only way we going to make a change is by holding more and more people accountable. What's going on, Mickey? You know, we got to hold more people accountable. You know, do what we can to help the community. Somebody asked me about my puppies. I posted up a bunch of breedings, you know. I didn't want to post them up, but I posted up a bunch of breedings, man. You can... if you're interested in the puppies, I keep my puppies the same thing they was 20 years ago. You know, in between 2,500 and 3,000 is usually where my puppies stay at. I mean, hey, I've never been the type of person to brag, but I tell you what, these breedings is gonna be the shit, man. It's just that simple, you know. I'm gonna stop holding back and acting like my shit ain't better than theirs. It is. My dogs can walk and move, and my dog's still weighing in at 100 pounds and low to the ground, 26.5-inch heads. Keep your mouth shut because we don't need none of that. And it's just, man, I tell you what, the sway breeding is looking like it's very, very much in danger, you know. Sway's getting older, and things aren't like they used to be with him. And we tried it, you know, and it just didn't work out. So we don't know. We might end up switching over to Honey Badger if, you know, depending on Mr. Pratt got his own stuff saved up off of Sway, but me and him gonna have to have a discussion if he can try it one more time or not. But sometimes that happens when you get an older dog. You know, we tried twice. You know, and sometimes you get an older dog, even coming out of the freezing process, the semen doesn't stay alive as much as it does. Sway is really similar in age to Denzel, so Sway's got to be up there around 9 or 10. You know, badass dog, you know, and I know Mr. Pratt, you know, he keeps his straws off of his dog so he can continue his program. So, when I talk to him, I'll bother him after the holidays and see how much more, he got if it's possible. If not, I know how to breed, and my man Honey Badger is beautiful, Sway's son, and got some of that good Oscar Gomez blood over there, so it wouldn't be a big change up. I'm definitely saddened by it because both times that we tried to do it would have been amazing, but that's the way the dog game goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some, but you ain't losing if you know your next move. But uh, man, well, I got a lot of good breedings, man. I got the best of the best. Y'all remember I told y'all like 18 months ago, I had like 25, 26, 27 dogs, and I chopped them all the way down to a select 7 or 8 females, and these was the biggest, bulliest bitches that I had in my yard that still had the good size on them, because most of my dogs are pockets. But a couple friends helped me out in bringing in some Remy blood and stuff like that. And now the breedings that I'm doing is crazy. I'm actually gonna be doing some breedings with Remy himself, later on in the year. And my thing is, like, this is the only thing I tell you. If you calling me about a breeding, I do put my personal cell phone number and all that. But this the thing, man. And I'm not being rude. I'm just telling y'all the truth. My phone rings, and my friends, they'll tell you. One of my right-hand guys, Austin, is on here. He be always talking about, you fat bitching me, man. My phone rings nonstop. I'm talking about nonstop. Like what a lot of times when I do this, what I do is I cut it off and I hit the Wi-Fi so the calls can't come through. I put it in airplane mode and just do this off of Wi-Fi because I'm telling you, it rings nonstop. So if you're really not into getting a puppy, don't do the puppy talk. We can talk about something else real quick, get it, whatever questions you got out your way. But I get about 50 calls a day about puppies. And typically I can tell right away if it's going to be somebody that I want to sell a dog to because they sort of care about the dogs. The conversation is yeah, that's it, Falcon. Let's not waste time. And when I say let's not waste time, I'm not telling y'all don't call me if you want to buy something. If you got a question, if your dog is having an issue or you wondering about your breeding or whatever people tell you, I try to answer those messages as much as I can with the little bit of knowledge I got. But please don't be them people that, I want to buy a dog. Yeah, what's this? What's that? Ask me a million pedigrees and say, I don't have anything going on. Hey, Danny, text me. I got them new phones, man. I was actually looking for your information because I got to mail you something. So text me and I get you. Matter of fact, you can just text me your address too. And that way I have your number and your address. But I'll tell you what, it's I don't mind sharing the knowledge. It's just anybody who's ever done a breeding, they'll tell you it's tedious when people ask for a million pedigrees and they want this and they want that and they want this. Then they say, I'm not going to be able to buy a dog for like 8 months. It's like, hey. In 8 months, we'll be on a whole new set of breedings. I have something for you maybe, or I tell you, but it's these breedings are going to be great that I got going on. It's just an elevation of the program, using Red Bull. Mandela has several breedings to several badass females, and I fell in love with Mandela as a lot of people have, and I'm just doing breedings to elevate him, to make a dog similar to him, but even with better conformation. My deposits are actually low most of the time. My deposits are $500 to $600, and I even a lot of times let people break their deposits up into two. They're like, oh, I get paid in 2 weeks. I can give you half. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back, but those who work with me know. Sometimes I stretch myself thin, but I'm willing to work with anybody. You know what I mean? I just always willing to work with anybody because I feel like this. If me being one of the people that I am in this game and been around so long and I still got blood that people can use, if I acted an asshole like some of these people and tell you what it is, then I just got a new phone, Charles. My phone, like I literally ain't been online with that. I've been doing the Wi-Fi thing. But yeah, just I don't have your number on there. You do the same thing. Just go ahead and shoot me another text. Because I just, like within 2 days ago, actually got my phones and stuff back on. I've been traveling in and out to Mexico. But, it's one of them things, man, that the breedings, it's like a million. This time, me and Danny are doing a lot of breedings together, me and Danny from Top Shelf. And between all this stuff, between those breedings, between the Remy and Hef breedings, between the few studs that we sold, we hoping that we can do our part, and I'm encouraging some other breeders to try to, you know, have a puppy that's a lower price every now and then to get the blood out there, because one of the biggest problems is you have a split level. You have people who are selling the dogs at a high price, which I'm not mad at you. You sell a dog at a high price. So I've had some dogs that I priced high myself. But the problem is, if it's never anything that's affordable, the people who don't make $1 million, who have a passion for the dogs, can't get a hold of them. And what it tends to happen is the people who have, who are investing 10, 15,000, they're looking at it as an investment. It's not a thing of quality or whatever. So they're trying to buy something that they know that they can sell, and they get caught in that loop, because they're buying most of the time for 10, 15,000. The people who price their dogs that high, it's not a good quality dog. It's not a confirmation dog. It's not anything, and they get stuck with a bad dog, and it's just like a vicious circle. And the quality dogs are getting erased because people feel like that they gotta try to fix the bad dog to, to get their money back out of it. And it's really a big, long ass cycle, man. I just got through talking about this in Mexico. It's a long cycle of just screwing over the dogs because of economic reasons, you know. So at the end of the day, we just have to do better as a whole. I'm back in the country. I'm gonna be back on my lines more, talking to everybody, trying to make whatever moves I can make. And I tell you what, man, hopefully we can have a great year and we can start doing a lot of education. I'm bringing in a lot of good people. I'm actually bringing in like college professors and stuff to some of these shows that are willing to go down. I mean, it probably won't be at the show with the college professors, but like I'll find a hotel that everybody's staying at and get their little boardroom, and let's sit down and talk genetics. Let's sit down and talk about different things that matter to our dogs. Let's get the education process going. If they want to come to the show, like last time, the veterinarian in Texas, she came to the show and she talked to a lot of people and stayed way over her time because she enjoyed talking dogs and giving health information out. I'm more concerned with doing it the right way, man. Like I say, last year was a rough year where we basically tapped out every resource as far as time and money and everything else to get into a position to make this year great. It's all about the community, and I hope y'all spread the word that the main thing, man, breed good dogs, whether you call me or whether you call, Oscar is a good source. I mean, there's plenty of good people that's got good dogs, I'm not going to just say that my friends have good dogs, but, hold people accountable. Make people put their dogs on concrete and stop posing them dogs in grass so you can see how their feet really look, Tell them people to give you a nice video of the dog moving, not just from the front, but from the side. So if you see when that movement starts, does the dog's rear end look higher and does his back slope downwards? These type of things that help you greatly not buy a screwed up dog. More and more and more, we've been trying to our damnedest to try not to have anything screwed up, So the one thing about it is that education is going to be the thing that pushes us forward. Once again, a guy like Ben is not our biggest problem in our community. He's probably our biggest joking. Instead of people getting mad, they should laugh at him because it's ridiculous, some of the things he says and how he claims everybody's dogs and all of these different things. But, with more education, we'll all get better, man. Hey, Ray, I'm doing all right, man. Trying to make some moves, man. Talking to everybody, using every resource, stealing my friends' cars and stealing everything I can, man. But I'm happy, man. I'm happy everything is going the right way. I got a lot of good announcements. Thanks, brother. I'm catching up now, man. I'm catching up. I'm getting back to life, getting rid of some issues and just making things better overall. I think it's gonna be a great year for us. We got 15 to maybe a little more shows planned just in Texas. Same thing with Florida. The East Coast is about to light it up. Jeez, I'm talking about all the way from like New York all the way on down the coast, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maryland, North Carolina and South Carolina then jumped in. The only place the only place we really haven't locked anything in is Georgia, all up and down the East Coast. So, man, you know what? I'm going to tell you, Ray, the reason why the Houston data has not dropped is because Houston is very difficult at getting back. I think it's holidays too, though, because I ran into them and they kept telling me, the Thanksgiving thing came up and then this. So a lot of the people were telling me that the best time to really lock some shows in and talk business is after the first of the year, because a lot of those places are either sponsored and co-owned, and those people be locking up dates. So it became a hassle. But I'll tell you one thing, you know, we're going to be in Houston. I think we don't know whether it's going to be. I think Houston is going to end up coming before Dallas now, because Dallas gave me so much of a headache that I'm just going to concede and look back to late February, early March for Dallas. But Houston, definitely, 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 definitely. Everything is looking good in Houston. My man Steve Jackson is out there, and a lot of other people. So we gonna make Houston pop. The original plan for Houston is three to four shows a year. Houston has a lot of attention, so you'll see that. California is a work in progress. Utah actually is on board. Colorado is on board. Of course, the Midwest, Ohio, Chicago, Indiana. We've got shows there. Michigan, which is John Easterly's home, is locked in. So it's going to be a ton of shows, and I won't make all of them, of course, because on a lot of weeks it's going to be multiple shows at different places. Like some weeks is scheduled to be 4 shows on the same day, just in different corners of the country, sometime world. So it's gonna be an adventure, but we're gonna get it done and we're gonna have a good time. Before I get off here, I tell y'all, if you interested in throwing your own show or co-throwing your own show, we have decided to waive all show fees as far as what we get. So you don't have to pay us, but you do have to lock in the venue and get trophies. And when I say us, I'm talking about the main part of TBKC. You still have to take care of your judge and your rep. But when I say we're willing to split the cost on some of these shows and go in for people who I would like to throw a show, but I can't cut the whole bill. Well, we got us and other people who will partner with you on shows too. So if you're interested in that, it's tbkcdogs at gmail. Just hit me up and let me know. I'll be getting back with some of y'all today. I know it's the holiday time. Like I say, man, God bless all y'all and y'all families. Enjoy these times for what they is, man. Ain't nothing more important than your family and your kids. I miss my boys right now. Can't wait to see them. And, just remember that it's not about everything that, it's been painted to be. Holidays is about, loving your loved ones while you have them. You never know what's coming up in the next year. But until next time, God bless all y'all. Yes, the radio show will be coming back. It is all my fault. I messed up everything. But we'll be back. All right, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.